Welcome to the Artist Spiel. In this podcast, I'll be talking about different artists, who they are as people, like their personalities and interests, their struggles, goals, and their accomplishments. In this episode, I'll be talking about handsome Vernon Chwe, a Korean-American artist better known by his stage name, Vernon. Vernon is a member of the K-pop group 17. If you're unaware what K-pop is, it's Korean pop music, but 17 is experienced in many more genres than just pop. 17 is a pop group under Pledis Entertainment formed in 2015 that consists of 13 members, starting from their oldest and their leader, S-Groups, to Jonghan, Joshua, Jun, Hoshi, Wanwoo, Woozi, DK, Mingyu, V8, Sangwon, Vernon, and their youngest Dino. Vernon was born in New York but later moved to Korea at the age of 5. Because he moved to Korea when he was so young, he says he's more culturally Korean than American. Vernon is also fluent in English and Korean, but speaks Korean more, but he'll occasionally speak in English with fellow member Joshua, who's also American and speaks fluent English. His natural hair and eye color is light brown, and he was born on February 18, 1998, and is currently 24. His mother is American and his father is Korean, and he has a younger sister named Sophia, who he's quite close with. His musicians in 17 are main rapper, sub-vocalist, and visual. He's also part of 17's subunit, the hip-hop unit. In addition, before he became a trainee under Pledis, he was a regular student but was often stared at and received a lot of unnecessary attention that at times was burdensome and stressful. Because of his more Western look and because he was a foreigner, people would stare at him and even try to talk to him in English. Vernon has said that he always felt different because he looks different. Furthermore, because Vernon is mixed and looks more American than Korean, from a young age he felt like an outsider. In the hip-hop unit's song Trauma, he raps out how he dropped out of school in 8th grade and how he felt boxed in and stuck in his own world using music to cope. In Vernon's single Band's Boy, he also talks about dropping out of 8th grade just to get away. In Trauma, Vernon talks about his questions and answers about identity and how he essentially dropped out of school because he felt he didn't fit in. Once he dropped out, his parents homeschooled him, but while Vernon was still in middle school, he was street-casted at the gas station in front of his middle school and became a trainee under Pledis Entertainment at 14 years old. Vernon later debuted with 17 on May 26, 2015 after training for over just 3 years. He initially joined Pledis as a vocalist, but then later became a rapper instead. 17 debuted with their song Adore You and has come out with around 20 albums, over 100 songs, and they have 6 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Vernon is a composer and writes lyrics for 17 and has worked on about 90% of 17's songs. 17 is known as a self-producing group because they write all their own lyrics, compose, and record mostly on their own, especially when they were first starting out. Before 17 debuted, their company almost went bankrupt, so their debut kept getting pushed back. They decided to work together and they composed their own music and choreography so they could finally debut. Vernon is one of their main composers alongside Woozi, their main composer in the group. Vernon has also collaborated with other artists as well as come out with his own singles Lotto, Sickness, Band's Boy, and his newest released Black Eye. He has about 70 song credits and song copyrights under his name. Many fans know Vernon as carefree and as someone who doesn't really care what others think about him. He has a unique fashion sense and likes bold accessories, his favorite being hats, mainly beanies which he wears 24/7. He takes things slow, not really worrying about being in a rush, and often gets scolded for it by his other members. He also has a funny habit of silently laughing while hitting whoever's beside him. Enigmatic is a pretty good word to describe his personality. He can be very quiet and keep to himself, and seconds later say something that makes everyone laugh. From an outside perspective, he can be hard to understand and seem very unpredictable. He's either hyperactive and can't stop moving, or is like a statue, and because of his interesting personality, many people say he's weird or a bit strange. Vernon has gone on many variety shows, and in September 2022, he went on a podcast show called Mindset on the Mindset app. He talks about his morals, how he found his identity, and how he overcame certain obstacles through his life. Listening to his mindset is a great way to really get to know Vernon and his way of thinking. His 3 main principles that define who he is are enjoying life, consistency, and diversity. He explained he feels that there's a lot of things that he hasn't showed the world yet. He's only really shown himself as a member of 17, and he has some personal ambitions for solo activities in the future. He said he was unsure of a certain genre he wants to try, and that he just wants to be Vernon and showcase the colors only he can create. In simpler terms, he just wants to create music he can have fun with, music that doesn't need to be explained, music people just want to listen to. He was told by a friend that he was a simple yet diverse person, and he agrees. He thinks those 2 words describe him perfectly. Vernon thinks everyone's opinion should be respected as long as they don't offend others. Vernon is quite a wise person and is definitely someone to admire and to look up to. He talks about all this stuff and more on his Mindset on the Mindset app by Dive Studios. The Mindset app is a great app for daily checkups, and they have many other artists just like Vernon who share their mindset. Mindset has booster episodes that offer encouraging words, motivation, and even words of comfort, and two other 17 members, DK and Joshua, are also on Mindset, while another member, Mingyu, is coming up with his soon. You can check them out on the Mindset app, their Instagram, Twitter, and their YouTube channel. Thank you for listening to the artist's spiel. And if you've learned anything, it should be that Vernon is a very cool person and they should stream his new mixtape Black Eye. See you next episode.